Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Takahiro Haruyama. Thank you for the opportunity today. uh, I'd like to talk about the FDA, especially about the breakthrough program. If we have any questions, so please let me know in the middle of the conversation as well. So today I'm going to talk about the introduction of Globis Corporation and how we work with Sinex and FDA regulatory pathway, and also the regarding breakthrough program and how we work with Sinex in the US. So, so Globis is a FDA consulting company located in Los Angeles, California. So we are focusing on the US market only. And I'd like to introduce a little bit myself. I started my career from a little bit different industry and came to the medical device business. As soon as I completed my experience, I started to medical device sales company in the United States. As soon as I started, I realized that doing business in the United States for medical device business is not easy, and obtaining FDA approval is not most difficult part of this business. So my concept is not only FDA approval, but also the business in the United States is very key to success. So this is the overview of our company. We have an office in Los Angeles, Seoul, Tokyo, Osaka, and India, and working with around 20 people. And not only FDA, but also the other regulation in the United States. Since 2023, we are opening an office in Korea and focusing on the Korean market as well. So what is the FDA regulatory pathway? So people know about FDA, but FDA is a little bit different aspect we have, and FDA handle not only medical device, but also the food industry, food, cosmetics, dietary supplement, tobacco products, and animal products, as well as pharmaceutical as well. When you work with the FDA, there's a one department called Center for Device and Radiological Health. It's called CDRH. This is the department who handle medical device. So among this department, there is some other department you may have to involve, such as biological evaluation or drug evaluation. So it depends on your product. If your product has like a combination, such as a pharmaceutical, so you have to work with multiple departments. So today I'm going to talk about product safety and effectiveness. It's called FDA application. When you work with FDA, you have to consider about other parts such as QSR and FDR as well. So there is a three part of classification FDA has. The class one has a more simple medical device. There's nothing to do with risk to the people, and class 3 has more significant impact to the humans. So how do you choose 510K, de novo, or PMA? It is quite important to determine process of your approval. And important thing is you have to So you have to find out what is the intent of use products. That is very important, and find out similar technology available, and also the predicated product you may compare with. And also, if we can find out similar products already approved in the USA, and that is quite important to decide which application you are going to use. And most important thing is how you obtain 510K instead of other applications such as de novo or PMA. So it may change the process time and the cost of your FDA approval. So this is an overview of FDA approval process. Most of the products belong to the class 1, 2, or 3, but some of the new technology may belong to the new device called de novo application. If that's the case, it takes much longer than 510K application. So today, I'm going to talk about the breakthrough program. That is an advantage to discuss with FDA. If you apply to the class 2 510K products, you may go through the pre-submission. It takes about 7 days to get the FDA feedback, but as long as you belong to the breakthrough program, you can communicate with the FDA more bilateral. So there's no fee to apply breakthrough program, but this is the fee mainly for the like a 510K submission costs you $26,000, but if you are selected as de novo product, it's going to be much higher cost you may have to pay. So that's why before you develop your product, you have to know which product category you are going to apply for. And also, if your business is smaller than 100 million US dollar sales, you have qualification to discount of FDA submission fees. Let's go to the next subject. So what is a de novo? Why we have to avoid this de novo application is it takes much longer than other applications such as 510K, and you have to start a discussion with FDA regarding how to evaluate your product's safety and effectiveness. So FDA doesn't have any standard to determine how to evaluate your product. It's going to impact huge to your business in the market. In the meantime, so PMA also takes much longer than class 2 products. So because of that, you may need to know before you start development if your product belongs to the class 3. So what is a breakthrough device program? That is a priority system. So it's called early approval system for effective treatment or diagnosis of life-threatening or difficulty to recover disease or conditions. If your product helps US citizens and compared to the existing technology, you may be qualified for the breakthrough program, and you can discuss with the FDA more frequently compared to the pre-submission program. But it doesn't mean you will be eliminated from 510K application, but you have more opportunity to talk with FDA. And as of December 31st, 2025, there's 1,200 products already qualified for breakthrough device designations. And many of our client products as well belong to the breakthrough program. As a result, So their development process is going to be much faster than regular medical device development. So in addition to that, to qualify for the before you start the 510K submission, you are eligible to go through the pre-submission. And what is the importance of pre-submission is, so you are able to receive written feedback from FDA. And that is a guide to develop based on the FDA expectation. And so due to this system, you can eliminate delay or unnecessary testing before you go to the 510K submission. Then, as I mentioned, what is the issue of de novo application is it is completely new concept of medical device. That's why you have to discuss from the scratch with FDA how to evaluate safety and effectiveness. That takes much longer than you expected. And as a result, cost is tremendously high, and it takes much longer than 510K, and it's gonna be impact to your business as well. So PMA is a Class 3 product, and before you get approval from FDA, FDA come to your office and get inspection. So in the process of a 510K application, you are required to find out a comparison. It's called predicate devices. But predicate device doesn't mean the market competitor in the market. So it must be similar to your product, intent of use, as well as technology. There's a bunch of people who choose wrong predicate device. As a result, FDA reject your application. Let me explain a little bit more about the breakthrough device program. So this is the classification, which type of a product is already approved in the FDA. And as I told you, 1,200 products already approved as a breakthrough program. And that includes many of the Korean products as well as Japanese products and many foreign companies. And there's no limitation to any category, but cardiovascular product or neurology. Those are two top approved products. So how to be selected breakthrough program is only two criteria. The number one is device provider for effective or treatment or diagnostic lifestyle or university human disease or conditions. So you need to explain to the FDA what is the benefit to be approved this product for U.S. citizen. And second reason is there's a one more criteria. You have to choose one from these four. So there's a process to be selected by breakthrough program. And so you can apply anytime you want, even during the development process. You can apply to FDA. By submitting the document, FDA reviewed your request and find out the eligibility of assessment. And if your product is granted, then you can start communication more often with FDA. For instance, one of our products, which is a neurology product, talk with FDA at least once a week. So they have advantage to get advice from FDA. This is a comparison of standard FDA pathway versus breakthrough device program. And for instance, standard FDA application, such as a pre-submission, takes 70 days to get FDA feedback. But on the other hand, a breakthrough device can get comment from FDA anytime you want. So among those breakthrough programs, there's another program FDA has. It's called TAP program. FDA offer to the applicant more different type of service, non-regulating service, such as insurance reimbursement, communication with the academic group, and also the contact with the patient group. So that once this breakthrough device is granted as FDA 510K, then you can go to the market very quickly. So one of our clients has been talking with patient groups and also private insurance companies constantly, so that once they are approved by FDA, they can expect the business in the United States. So how to apply for the breakthrough program is a little bit unique, and you have to develop your story, how your device contribute to the U.S. citizen, and that gonna be the economically or more academically. Let me explain a bit about our services. We are helping the company from the concept of the product into the market, and there's are four things you have to work in the market, such as regulatory affairs and the quality management, insurance reimbursement, as well as business in the United States. So our office in Los Angeles support the medical device company in entirely.